All right, so let's look at quadratic transformations and talk a little bit about what they are and how we use them. So a quadratic transformation is just when we've moved or changed um, the what we call the parent function in quadratics, which is this right here, which is y equals x squared. Sometimes we also write it like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And if you notice, when we are looking at the parent function here on the graph, there's a few things that you could say about it. Those are characteristics. Maybe pause the video and think of some yourself. That's always helpful. Um, I'll give you a hint. One of them's right here. What do we call that point right there? There's a couple different answers you could give me. One would be the vertex. You could also call that the turning point of the parabola, because that's when, if you notice, it starts changing from going down to decreasing. It reaches the vertex and then it turns and starts moving upward. So we could call it the turning point. There's two different types of vertices, or there's two different types of the vertex. You could think about it as a minimum, or you can think about it as a maximum. So which one is this vertex here? If you said minimum, you were right. So this is a minimum. You can also notice that the parabola opens up. And there's a lot of other different characteristics you could list. This is literally just the start of the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so if I go on to the next slide, you'll see that it tells you we're going to talk about vertex form. Vertex form is written right here, kind of the middle paragraph. You do need to read all of these, but the middle paragraph, or this third paragraph here, that's vertex form. So in this activity, we're going to find out what does A do, what does H do, and what does K do when we change those numbers in the quadratic equation that you're given, or the function. Okay, so you'll use this slider right here to kind of change K. So if you notice, if I move it to the left, the vertex moves which direction? It moves down. It becomes more negative. If I move it to the right, I move it past 0, it moves it up. So for instance, if I add K, if I'm adding, like I have a positive K, then that is going to, if I add 4 on, that's going to move it up 4. Just the same as if I moved it, if I subtracted 2, if I moved it, I would be moving it down 2. So you could change your slider over to -2, and you'll notice that it moves the vertex down 2. Okay, so the next kind of question or section asks us, what kind of transformation is this? We would consider the K transformation to be a vertical translation, and that's because the K moves it up or down, and those are vertical directions. It doesn't change, let's say, it doesn't change the way that the parabola opens. The parabola will still continue to open up if it originally was and we change K. And then you'll need to notice there's rules right here for how adjusting K can affect the graph. So then you can go on to continue through the activity to see the different transformations, and in this case a translation. So here you're going to look at the blue parabola and see how it moves to the red. So pay attention to the vertex when you do this.